Hey y'all, and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough video on how I do this eyeshadow look. Now this does apply to any eyeshadow look that you do want to do that's similar to this. Now, before we get started, I do want to say that you do not need expensive as makeup at all whatsoever. The palette that I am using is the James Charles palette that actually was gifted to me, and most of the time, because people know that I love makeup, most of my items are gifted or they're just bought at a discounted price. I do want to do a tutorial on makeup from the drugstore, whether it be from Target, whether it be from Ulta, whether it be from Walmart, CVS, Walgreens. It doesn't matter. You can get eyeshadow palettes from Wet n Wild, Maybelline, Elf. It doesn't matter what makeup brand you use, whatever fits your budget. You never need expensive makeup. You just need the technique and the right tools. Even the tools don't have to be overpriced or expensive. There are always makeup brushes from Wet n Wild at the Dollar Tree, so you don't need anything expensive. Now I am uploading this to my IGTV and my YouTube, so I hope that whether you're coming from my Instagram or you're going to my Instagram from my YouTube, I appreciate it, and I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. And if I help you out in any way, shape, or form with your makeup, your eyeshadow, let me know, because it will be greatly appreciated that I've helped you guys. So without further ado, let's go on and get started. All right, so first off, I'm going to be priming my eyelids, and I like to use concealer. You can use eyeshadow primer, but I just use concealer because I don't really think it makes that much of a difference. So I use the CoverGirl Trueblend Undercover concealer, and I also use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. However, I believe the prices are the same for both of these, but this one brings less. It only brings 0.11 fluid ounces, and this one brings 0.33 fluid ounces. And if you get this, go to Target and get it, just because it is $8 at Target, and at Ulta it's around $11.99. And I am going to be using my James Charles palette today. To buff out the concealer, I'm going to use this AOA Studio High Definition brush, E102. This is from Shop Miss A, and this is for concealer, to buff out the concealer. Now you don't have to pick a really light concealer. You can use one closer to your skin color. And you also don't have to use a brush. You can always use a little beauty sponge. Now I kind of don't want to speed this video up, just because I do want to help you guys learn how to blend your eyeshadow, just because a lot of people ask me or tell me that they don't know how to do their eyeshadow and they want to learn, because you know, not everybody wants to get their makeup done or wants to spend to get their makeup done. Also, if you guys want an eyebrow tutorial, I will do that, because a lot of people think I dye my eyebrows, but it's really eyeshadow, and I do use the James Charles palette. And one of the reasons why we're going to use the James Charles palette today is because it does have the oranges and the browns already, and it's a palette that I already have on hand. I believe this mini palette is around $29 if I'm not mistaken, and it was gifted to me for Christmas by a coworker. Also, this sponge is from Shop Miss A as well. I just like to do this just so that I can pat down any excess that I might have not gotten with the brush. Now I feel like this palette is versatile, just because it has all these colors, these vibrant colors, these neutral colors. I can't talk today. Neutral colors, and it has this variety of colors here where you can do pop of colors. It has the neutral colors here. I think on the bigger palette, this is for your face, for contouring and highlighting. I know this is for highlighting. And these up here, there's some shimmers, there's some reds, Some nice fall looking colors in my opinion. Now, if you don't want to purchase a palette like this, I am going to be doing a more budget friendly drugstore makeup tutorial. For brushes, I see a lot of people promote Morphe because they say it's inexpensive or what have you. I have this Morphe M441 brush. I think it came with the James Charles mini collection, and I'm not sure, I think this is around $4. But if you don't want to spend $4 on a brush, you can find these. Actually, these are from Wet n Wild at the dollar store, and I've had these for quite a long time and they don't shed on me. So you can use either or for your makeup, and I'm going to use one brush for one eye and then the other for the other eye, just to show you guys that they perform the same. Now, I did lose the film that came with this, so I don't really know the name of the shades, so I'm just going to be taking this orange right here, and then you can just dust off your brush. And I'm going to begin at the outer corner, the outer V of my eye. And you want to use a light hand for this. I know that there's people who pack their colors heavily and then another color just to buff everything out and make it look nice and coordinated. However, not everyone knows how to blend their eyeshadow. So I am going back and forth with the color with my brush just to add more pigmentation. And as I go, I like to blend it out. And if I do dip back into the color, I do dust off the excess or tap off the excess of my brush. And now I'm going to my upper crease, my inner upper crease, and I'm not going down to my eyelid. I'm gonna leave that blank, and you just want to blend it all out. You want to start off softly, don't go straight into it, just because I feel like if you add too much color, you won't be able to blend it out properly. And as people like to say, use windshield wiper motions. Now this is what it should look like. It's not as pigmented, so if you want it way more pigmented, you can just go back into it. And if you don't want to, don't dust it off. But if you're not comfortable, you can go ahead and dust off the excess or tap off the excess, sorry. And when I get here, I like to go in a circle motion and then windshield wiper motions. And this is how I use my brush. I used to use my brushes like this, but I feel like that's kind of harsh. And then this one gives you a nice blendable effect. Now for this eye, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just going to be doing the same.
So it doesn't matter if I'm there or not, right?
You were just afraid they'd abandon you. So you abandoned them? You distanced yourself from the whole thing.
So now, as you can see, the brushes do perform equally. I mean, you don't have to spend a whole bunch just to buy some brushes just to do your makeup. You don't even have to have the most expensive makeup ever. It's just all about technique and knowing how to use your products and your tools. Now, I do like to add more depth to the eye, meaning I go in with a darker color. So I'm going to start off with this brown right here, and I'm not sure the name of this brush. This is from the Coca-Cola Morphe collection, and then they do have it in the regular Morphe collection. So it's the M506 brush, which I'm assuming is the same. Let me see. They look about the same. So going into that brown, tapping off the excess, and then I like to take this color into this outer V of my eye.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself.
And then slowly, gradually take it to my crease. And you can always look up, hold your mirror upward, and just blend. And whenever you are taking darker colors, you're going to want to start off very lightly. Now you don't have to do this step whatsoever. I simply like adding a little bit more depth to the eye. I think I've been doing eyeshadow for a really long time now, so I'm not very happy with just sticking to a few colors anymore as I used to. So now that we have this going on, we can actually go back with our other brushes, and you can either use the excess of the brush and try to blend this out, or blend it even more just to make it look nice and buffed out. I do tap into the color that I used before just to blend everything out, and the same for the other eye. And I do like to use windshield wiper motions and then gradually just, you know, go back and forth. You can do big strokes or small, really small steady strokes. And then if I feel like it washed out the darker shade, I just go in a little bit more and always tap off the excess. Now you are going to want to take your time when you're incorporating darker colors, just because if you do mess up, you're going to have to do everything all over again.
But you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
Now you can make this as dark or as light as you want. So this is what it looks like. I feel like the camera isn't doing it any justice. And then I'm just taking the same brush from before and blending it out just a little bit more. I'm not gonna apply excess product to it, just whatever is left on the brush to this part, just because this is it for me. But if you want to keep going, you can go ahead. Didn't forget to mention that little dome brush that we used for the darker color, Wet n Wild, does have a brush like it for $1 as well. You can find it at the dollar store, or even go to CVS or Walgreens. And I'm taking my CoverGirl Trueblend concealer on the back of my hand. That's what I like to do. And I'm taking my Morphe M166 brush. Also, this is not sponsored, just to let you guys know. And this is a concealer brush, so this is what it looks like. And Wet n Wild as well does have a brush like this, and so this is what I like to do actually. Sorry, it's not focusing. And then I just like to carve out my eye. So I always start from my inner corner going on up, and I do that to the other eye. Now if you do want a more softer look, you don't have to do this part. You can just add either the glitter that you want to use, or the shimmer that you want to use, or even just the nude color, I guess you can say. Now if you do want to take this more higher up, you can. A great way to do that actually is just by leaving the concealer here and then just looking up. As you can see right there, that's where it's going to guide you. And from there, if I didn't have this concealer, that's where you would follow that guide.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone.
And this is perfect for people who have hooded eyelids. It just creates an illusion of a more bigger eyelid, wider eyelid. And I did forget to mention, you can use any concealer you want. You don't have to use any of the concealers I'm using. Wet n Wild has some concealers. Elf has some concealers for $6. Trying to think about who else. Oh, LA Girl has some concealers, but I don't know if they'll be that good for putting on eyeshadow. I feel like throughout the day they get oily. So now you're gonna want to study both of your eyes and then just try to mimic both of them just to get everything even.
So it doesn't matter if I'm there.
And you can take your concealer to wherever your eyeshadow stops or a little further more. Either way, I'm gonna go back in with a dark shade to blend it out. So you can do either tapping motions or swiping motions. I feel like whatever works best for you, you do you. Now going back in with the same brush and that same brown, tap off the excess and you're gonna wanna blend that. You see how it's a little harsh there? You're gonna wanna blend. So here you can either add your matte eyeshadow or your shimmer shadow. It's completely up to you.
They say humans are social animals.
Alright, so you can blend it in as much as you want,
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
just to make everything look nice and blended.
Instead of feeling alone.
So for shimmers, you can either use a brush or your fingers, preferably fingers, just because it gives you more payoff. I'm going to be taking this third color right here, and I'm taking my e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. And you can always wet your brush with whatever setting spray you have, or even with water. Sometimes with brushes, the color does not show up the way you want it to. So I'm going to be using my Morphe setting mist spray to wet the brush. Look at that. And this is why I like using my finger a lot better than a brush. You can either tap it or swipe it a little bit. And then again, going back into my brown using the same brush, I'm gonna blend it just a little bit.
So you abandoned that? You distanced yourself from the whole thing.
And that's what it looks like. You can always study both of your eyes and try to get them to look the same. Now for eyeliner, you can wing your eyeliner or not. You can use a liquid eyeliner, so if you already know how to do your eyeliner, you can do a liquid eyeliner. This is what this one looks like. I got this from fairyslayer.com, and that's what the pigmentation is. This is the other eyeliner I'm about to show you guys, which is the roller liner from Benefit, and it is a felt tip liner. I feel like for anyone who's starting off with eyeliner, this will be a better option. There are a lot of these at the drugstore, so you can go to Target, Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. Either of those stores should have whatever brand is there, and whatever calls to you, or whatever is more affordable for you, you can pick out whichever one. And I think this cost me $2.50 on fairyslayer.com. But it is waterproof, or so it says, waterproof, and it is matte, so that's why I like this one. This one does not dry up matte. So for today, I'm going to be using this eyeliner, and I'm taking a random paintbrush, not random, but just the paintbrush that I have for my face. So starting off from the outer corner, making my way up.
So it doesn't matter if I'm there or not, right?
You were just afraid they'd abandon you. So you abandoned
I'm gonna do the rest of my face off camera and I'll be back when I'm done. All right, y'all, so this is the final look. If this helped you in one way or another, please thumbs up this video or double tap. It is going on both my IGTV and on YouTube. For eyelashes today, I use my AOA Studio 3D Foam Ink lashes. I got these from Shop Miss A, and this is in the style Jean. These are the ones I'm wearing currently. And for lips, I've used the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. This is the High Shine Gloss, and this is in the shade Setter Later. If you guys want me to do a more in-depth video for foundation, contouring, highlighting, and blush, I don't really wear blush, but when I do, I do. But if you guys want to see a video of me doing more of in-depth for either my eyebrows, the rest of my face, just let me know and I'll do it. If you guys want me to do a more drugstore kind of makeup look, please let me know. Or whatever you guys want me to do, just let me know and I'll be happy to do them. Whatever I can do to help you guys out, let me know. So I'll see you guys in the next one.